Hello. Good morning, guys. Sorry for being a little bit late. I shoot to do these things by 10, and it's currently 11:30, so that means late. R.I.P. What's up? What's going on, friends? Hold on. God damn it. Okay, I'll just stop this. Okay. Just recovered from a cold. Glad you're feeling better, dude. You guys can hear me, right? There's no problems? A little quiet. Okay. Maybe I'll move the mic a bit closer. Dude, my fucking mic. My mic is very close to my mouth now. Okay. And it still looks the exact same. What the fuck? Okay. Filters. How about now? How about now? God damn it! I'm gonna fucking screech, you know? It's fine, I turned up the volume. Fuck. I'm always so quiet. Hold on. Okay. Oh, man, coffee's good. Good afternoon, Dev. Good afternoon. Probably should go ping Discord, shouldn't I? Discord doesn't want to fucking do its job. I'm gonna start beating them. Okay. I will, in fact, go yell at Discord. And there we go. And I'll post it over on Twitter for good measure. And there it is. Pin. Hold on, just grabbing something real quick. So, chat, what's the scoop? What's the story? What's going on? Hello. I'll put this up here. I've got too many tabs open. All my tabs for all my currently ongoing videos are open right now because I was in the middle of working of all of them. Working on too many things at once. Oh, stretch. So, Naomi and I went on a date night last night. How many tabs do you have open at a time? Several hundred. This just didn't gain fat. Thanks to the $2, Satan. Thank you. Naomi and I went on a date night last night, which is why I wasn't at the Archcast. We went out. Firstly, what's funny is that apparently, despite all of the dev haters screaming left and right, Arch got the same number of views and donations. So for all the screaming about the dev boycott, there does not seem to be any actual difference. Oh. Secondly, we went out to a movie. One of the things we did was we went to go see that Wicked movie. You know, that like retelling of Wizard of Oz where it cast the wizard as a bad guy and the Wicked Witch of the West as a good guy. You know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone's like being weird about it because the two main actresses are all strange, and they are kind of strange, to be honest. I've seen those interviews. They are fucking strange. Yeah, the defying gravity shit. Um, the movie was actually okay. It wasn't a great movie. It was an okay movie. Um, I think the giant culture war around it is mainly due to the actresses' behaviors offset, like outside of the movie, because they are really fucking weird and they are saying and doing some weird shit. but the actual movie itself was like okay. You know what I mean? I know the site linked in the toy packaging. I know exactly what you mean, dude. Yeah, the movie itself, guys, was like it was a musical, so it was lots of like singing and dancing, and it was all really well done, and all the effects are pretty good, and the story itself is a very bog standard kind of girl is bullied and she has special powers, story, and then she ends up all the notes that you expect the story to hit, it hits it perfectly, right? The social ostracization and the development of her powers being linked to her getting like emotionally vulnerable, and everything turning out, it turns out that the whole system's corrupt, so she decides to rebel against it. Like it's a very kind of normal, very lefty story, but it's done well enough. And also, they don't do any weird Joss Whedon, let's break the fourth wall, stare into the camera, and make meta jokes constantly. The characters are just in their, they are just in the lore, and they act like people would in that time and place. So the movie was okay. It wasn't great. I'm not sure if I'd go back and see it again, but it was all right. It was all right. I don't regret the time that I saw that I spent with it. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like musicals, you're not going to like this. Simple as that. In fact, if they could like almost none of the musical moments were actually important, unlike some other musicals. You could cut out the musicals and just tell the story with like 45 minutes less running time. Hard pass whenever freakiness the two main actresses have going on. Yeah, yep, agreed. Wicked is definitely has some woke elements to it, for sure. That part of it's definitely there. Yeah, bog standard villain is an oppressed minority, and that's why they're a villain. I mean, kind of, but they even outright say that like she's not a villain this time. It's just that the Wicked Witch of the West is actually a good guy. Yo, Dev, ready to disprove Aiden Paladin's grievances based on emotions, woman tears, and absolutely zero receipts? That'll come. That'll come. Just wait. Still working on it. Yeah, something woke if it's leftist or even has even a slight hint of diversity or inclusion. Yeah, that's the rough part of the conversation, right? Because I'm seeing people say that like if there's a black character, it's woke. And it's like that's fucking stupid. That's retarded. Stop being dumb. Um, no. There actually is there is something more to it than minorities are in the show or minorities are in the game. You know. Why is the system always corrupt in these stories? Even Breaking Bad made it clear Walter White was a bad guy, regardless of the sympathetic start. Thanks for the $5, Corona Soul. Um, it is kind of the zeitgeist of our time that systems are just assumed to be corrupt, and that's not a left or right thing, right? The left wingers have no problem saying that it's all capitalism and it's all corporations, it's all government systems corrupt. The police exist to serve capital, blah blah blah. But right wingers are saying that right now too. All right, right wingers are 100% saying that everything's corrupt, which is why they want to rip it apart from the inside out, and that's why they all support Trump. You know, the anti-institution position is a very normal one, regardless of your political affiliation right now. Um, Anna, thanks for the dollar, man. Hope you're feeling better. The woke right. The woke right's a real thing. I'm not sure that James Lindsay is articulating it that well, but he is pointing at a real phenomenon. Hold on, trying to adjust this. Ugh, my mic's fucking up. At this point, I'm getting a feeling that the anti-woke, specifically the slop tubers who call everything woke, as if the racist jokes are getting towards actual racism. Yeah, somewhat. I think so too. Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of the anti-woke thing, or no, the woke right thing. How do you guys feel about the whole woke right stuff? Because I'm like, I'm looking more and more at it, and I've noticed like several vectors across which this conversation is happening right now. Okay, because you have here. Hold on. You have like okay, so the woke right are basically the right wing that has adopted the tactics of the woke left, right? They're using intersectional analysis and they're using like class conflict BS, right? The woke right is real, but much like the woke left, the side being attacked is very likely to deny. They're already denying that it exists. They're already denying it. Yeah. Wait, James Lindsay is trying to anchor the right to liberalistic nonsense. So see, well, there you go, Neon Reagan. Like, just admit that that's where you are, right? Also, by the way, you realize that you're Neon Reagan, but Reagan was a right wing liberal. Like, come on, dude. It's a terrible name. It is a fucking terrible name. Yeah. Anyway, so the more I'm looking at it, right? There's multiple dimensions this is happening in. So right now, you have James Lindsay pointing out the woke right, and what he means by that is that he's discovered that you have a right wing, a component of the dissident right that has understood Marx and Lenin and Gramsci, their critiques of the liberal order, and they are using those critiques to kind of spread cracks into liberalism, but their intention is to overthrow the system and not put in a radical left communist one, but instead put in a radical right traditionalist one. Okay, that is the woke right, and James Lindsay has accurately identified these people. However, everyone's reeing at him for daring to identify them. At the same time, this conversation is also happening in multiple smaller domains. So one big one right now is the Goonergate shit, where you have the religious tradcons coming out and going against their former free speech stance when they were fighting off woke nonsense in video games, and now they're saying, actually, we don't want to have attractive women in video games now because that's degenerate. You need to cover those women up. No more boobs and butts. Cover them up. That's degenerate. And they're ultimately using the same sort of logic that that the woke left did. And so now right now you have this splintering in like let's say the right wing gaming analysis sphere, right? There's been all of these culture war podcasts that have been floating around, and you have these there's no, and like they were united against woke nonsense in video games, and fair enough. But now that Trump's won, I think the right wingers are kind of just tossing the more moderates aside. Lindsay said Tucker Carlson is woke, right? I mean, Tucker Carlson has radicalized heavily since leaving Fox News, so I wouldn't be surprised. I did not expect Razorfist to say Lindsay was pretty much right. He even called out Lotus Eaters. Yeah. Listen, Razorfist knows Gramsci too. He knows what's going on. Yep. Lindsay needs a better label, but he makes some good points. I don't want culture to swing too far back the other way. Yeah. So the thing is like, I know Arch recently announced the fact that he and I are doing a stream on Tuesday or Thursday to really deep dive into this idea. I think it might be more of a research stream than anything else. And a chunk of his audience are like, "Oh no, Arch is going woke. Dev's corrupted him too much. I can't believe Arch is betraying us." And it's like, Arch was never on the radical right either, guys. The term is dumb, bad branding. Stops good discussion. I agree. Decking Dev's walls. I know what you mean. There needs to be another word for this, but what he's pointing at is true, is real. Sketch, thanks for joining the D Club. I don't get how the pro gooners don't realize that this stuff is all used to sell gacha games from China first and foremost. Hook, line, and sinkers. Yeah, that's part of the conversation too. I agree, Sketch. I agree. Like, it's a complicated conversation. Hold on. Oh, where did Razorfist call off Lotus Eaters on his last gaming live stream? I'll have to go see that, I guess. Damn. Okay. Razorfist, what do you got? Let's head over there and see. His last gaming live stream was 2 weeks ago. Unless he privated it. Which he may have. Who knows? That's okay. Coffee's good, guys. Coffee's good. Well, if any of you guys have a link to that, I want to see it. I'm kind of curious. $10 from Firearms and Fitness. Thanks, man. Recently saw a stream with you talking about someone that goes by Artemis. If you need someone to be an expert opinion on riot control, feel free to reach out. He had a lot of wrong statements about that. Artemis is a friend of mine, and he got like walloped in that debate, but it was a fun time, I think. I hope he's okay with it. But thank you. I appreciate the $10, man. Hey, Christina, what's up? As someone historically against censorship and pro-boobers, I am sensing some sort of shift. It's hard to ignore. Yep. I think after Trump won, and other elections seem to be going like more in a right wing direction, I do think that there is going to be this move now where you have more hardline right wing people. They start to cast out the center right or the centrists or the apolitical people that they've made these inroads with, and they're going to start. The fractures will continue. Oh, another one is the whole wife jack thing. You guys know about wife jack? You guys heard about that shit? Wife jack is basically just a meme. Wife jack's a meme where basically it's like your average kind of mid-30s wife. It's as simple as that. Like someone who's a millennial, who is a woman who is married, doing stereotypical wife things, you know, like hogging all the blankets in bed or asking you to do something, and it's like, yes, dear, you know, that sort of thing. It's not like a malicious meme. It's just kind of like a normal sort of like haha meme, right? And there's been like a giant split on the right wing over wife jack because you have like the tradcons who, you know, they're pro family, they're pro having kids, and so they kind of find wife jack endearing because it speaks to their own lives. And then you have like the incels or the groypers who are saying that like wife jack is Reddit soy cringe bullshit. It's more like it's like what is it? It's basically like emasculating the emasculating husbands and men by making them subservient to women is just like feminism. It's like, and like these are two right wing factions fighting over a fucking meme. I'm just like, okay, dude. Razorfish started second channel where he uploads his streams. Okay, I'll look for it. Let's take a see. Let's take a look. Razorfish streams. I can't find it. Can't find it. If you have it, can you send it to me, Michael? Satan Gray, $5. Just call them transcendental right. Mostly joking, I like to call them that. That's funny. Trans right. Bill Skirmer, James Lindsay is right about the woke right. Trans right is a better name. They have the same philosophical poison as the woke left. They're the enemy. I agree. By the way, what's really funny about all this is like, I've been pointing this out for like over a year now, and you have rightoids screaming at me, and it's like, I was never on your fucking side, dude. I was always a moderate. $10, Malik. I think Puritan right is a lot more accurate than woke right. Woke as a political term stems from a left-coded awakening to socioeconomic inequalities. Puritan works better in a behavioral context. Yeah, but like not all of them are Puritans, though, right? Because, for example, Sargon is definitely like he has at least 1 foot into the woke right sphere, but he's not a Puritan. So I don't think that makes any sense. We're sick of ass and titties everywhere. What do you mean? There are no ass and titties anywhere, dude. Festiva, $20. Thank you very much, dude. It was a concern to have, but I think enough of the right coalition is former lefties and centrists. The far right will be removed. Bible thumpers and former anti-fund conservatives lost before for a reason. The cycle repeats. Yeah, but they're on the upswing right now, and they need to be dealt with. Yeah, I like Wife Jack too, guys. Yeah. Christina says that she's kept literal politics, as in politicians, out of the argument because it's relevant to things like Visa, MasterCard, being able to censor entire things. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that shit, man. That's fucking wild. I want to give Dev a wife jack blanket. Thanks. Check Akko's video on Melody Mac if you haven't yet. Will do, Schnitzel. Thank you. Appreciated. Sketch. I like Wife Jack. It's a cute meme. Incels, gripers, and tape bros can fuck off. Yep, completely agree, dude. Like, there is absolutely a toxic right wing, and it is the incels, gripers, and tape bros. Marriage de-radicalizes men and women. Sex helps. Yep, that's true. I think that's why a lot of radicals don't like it. Because, yeah, getting into a normal-ass relationship or just living a normal-ass life tends to de-radicalize you. Yeah. $5. Tara Shevchenko. I'm fully prepared to recap the plot of the TV show we're watching to Wife Jack as many times as she wants. Based. Artemis, $10. Hey, buddy. Woke right is used by left-leaning people as a thought-terminating exercise. All the right understands that boycotting Bud Light and game companies forces them to listen to their consumers. Yes, Artemis, I understand that point. But here's the difference, all right? If you're coming around and doing boycotts for bad reasons, I'm not going to support you. It's as simple as that. If you're going to be like, we want the big boobs out of video games, de-sex the video games for religious reasons this time instead of woke ones, I'm still going to be like, no, you're evil. I'm still going to oppose you. I don't care what reasoning you have. You're still bad. You're still the enemy. But thank you for the $10. Let's see here. Alaska Knight, $10. Thank you. Personally, I prefer to be accurate over mocking when living political ideologies. Oh, I have to mock the NRX right. I prefer to call them the Wigger right. Jesus. Yeah, basically, like I at this point, I'm calling them the revolutionary right, because there is something here where like woke right doesn't really work. Willem Costello does studies on incels, and they're mostly left wing. Not surprised, to be honest. $10 from Artemis. The left is mad the pendulum is swinging back and is moving past them. They think that indicates the right is woke instead of simply the left being wrong on where the center actually is. I mean, that's part of it too. But here's the thing. There's lots of people who are not leftists who are noticing that the right wing wants to go too far. All right? And some of them are going too far. And the too far moment is when they come around and they say, yeah, so we're going to start censoring to promote our politics instead of your politics, but we're still going to censor. At that point, it's gone too far. They have to be opposed. Dave, you going to go see Sonic 3? Yes. Yes, I am. $5, Velvet Fox. Being gay, I knew the right wing was only my ally until they won. Right wing creators are fully ready to toss me out the window. Crowder, Lotus Eaters, etc. I don't think Sargon would toss you out, but I think there are other people at the Lotus Eaters who would toss you out. Yes. And there's definitely this idea of like, you know, the whole gays against groomers people, right? Those guys, they see the weird trans activists not leaving people alone, and their ethic is just leave us alone. All right. However, the right wing they're aligning themselves with, they're not going to leave them alone. They're going to try to force them back into the closet, which is also bad, right? These are two different but still both bad things. And the point is that they both need to be opposed, all right? There's crazy leftists that have to be opposed. There's crazy rightists that have to be opposed. It's as simple as that. Long Rat, thanks for the 15 shekels, dude. As an Israeli leftist, seeing the woke left go insane and shun all Israelis has been insanely blackpilling. It's turned all my friends farther right. Yep, not surprised. Not surprised. For me, it's just like, I stopped myself from being right wing when I saw Steven Crowder mocking black farmers. What the fuck, dude? All these fucking people going mask off, man. $5 Oversized Trash Panda. I really wish people would stop lumping incels, tape bros, pickup artists, MRAs into one thing. They're really not. That's very true, right? Because like pickup artists and incels are completely like are on like completely two different opposite ends of like the men's rights spectrum. Because the incels are people who like they never get laid. They fucking hate the whole sexual marketplace thing. They hate women. But pickup artists, their whole thing is about getting laid, and they're out there like shooting their shot constantly, and they have all these plans on how you can get how you can get into bed with a girl. Like they're both like in the men's space, but they're very very different things. And I think it's just a lack of, I don't know, an ability to think in a complex manner. these rightoids didn't suffer during the Satanic Panic, or they've forgotten. I disagree with that, Corona Soul. Thanks for the $5. I disagree with that though. I think a lot of these rightoids, they want that Satanic Panic back. All right, like a great example of this is that JF Trent guy. Okay, like JF Trent has done so many videos and just like so many appearances on various side scrollers and other similar podcasts, and he's been writing articles for all these sites. He's going around talking about woke censorship and how they hate attractive women. Blah, blah, blah. However, as soon as Goonergate kicks off, he comes out and he's like, no, we need to remove all of this degenerate sexual content because now my side is winning and I can go mask off again. And it's like, you're just a fucking grifter, dude. You are just somebody who's a fucking loser. No, there's going to definitely be this fracturing in right-wing spaces between like libertarians and more traditionalists and like religious people, authoritarians, actual Nazis and fascists as they start coming out of the woodwork again, incels. All these groups are going to start breaking apart like crazy, especially now that the main political objective of getting Trump elected has completed. It's kind of the same thing that happened back in 2020. Like, you had like center left liberals who were nominally aligning themselves with like crazy fucking tankies and anarchists, bread tuber types, but after Biden got elected, the whole alliance fell apart. The same thing is happening now. Let's see. $5, Terrace. If you were a fan of someone when they were mask on, and they're no longer a fan, and now you're no longer a fan when the mask came off, who betrayed who? The person taking the mask off betrayed the viewer. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, Terrace. That's what it is. But then there's also like if you never had a mask on and they simply assumed you were something that you weren't, then the problem is them, not you, right? So, for example, there's people who keep saying that I can't believe Dev is now going mask off as a liberal. I've always been a liberal. I've always said I'm a liberal. I've said liberal all this time. What do you guys think that I fucking meant? And there's people out there who are like, well, we thought you were dog whistling. And it's like, oh, you're fucking retarded. I fucking hate all these people. I have been getting ready for like the inevitable videos I'm going to have to post about the drama. And part of that has been like checking out my Kiwi Farms thread. And there's people in there who like they claim that they're former viewers and fans of me, and I'm sure some of them are. But they're like, the reason that I reject Dev now is because he's turned his back on all of his principles. And I'm like, no, I haven't. I absolutely have not turned my I've never not been a liberal. I've never not been one. Fucking hell. Decking Dev's walls, $5. More titties in video games. Mod Super Mario 64 to replace all Mr. Eyes with a titty. Yes, based. Thank you. $5 from Merck. There's only one thing the moderate right dislikes more than liberals, and that is the Christian conservative coming to shit on our fun. Yep, know what you mean, man. Absolutely. You're not a liberal, not even close. What are you fucking talking about? Sketch, $5. I'm staying on the right to push back on the woke right from the inside. Don't want to repeat the left's mistakes when the commies take over. Fair enough. And right now, the center left is busy like purging and expelling all the fucking progressives and commies out of the movement. So good for them too. $2. Read Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton. I've read some Chesterton before. I'll look it up. But thank you very much, Willow. I will check it out. Also, are you Willow from Buffy? $5. Satan Gray. I'm religious and center right. I look at the trans right and see them as an enemy to my liberal ideal, especially the free will and my God-given rights. I completely agree, yeah. Jesso Havens, $5. We need to return to traditional English theater for movies and games. Men and only men. Even the women can play by men. Shakespearean time. Sounds good, dude. Sounds fucking good to me. Dylan Bowser, thanks for joining the D Club. $5. Artemis Fowl. No, that's not true, Dev. You agree optics are now valid and important to factor into an argument. Only Optics are like, they are important, but you can't sacrifice truth for them. It's as simple as that. If there is something that is true and it must be said, and there's no way to say it optically good, you must still say the truth. Simple as that. Hold on. Coach and Looney says, "You're not a liberal. You're a leftist, just not as far left as the activists." Yeah, that's stupid, man. No, I'm pretty liberal. Oh my god! Like, look at this fucking. Okay, how did you even find me? Look at this idiot. Okay, so it's true. Leftist Jews say elimination of whiteness is key. Why the fuck are you here? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Oh, night of day. You don't want people to be free economically. You're for big government and regulations and everything. Okay, this is. God, that's such a stupid. Okay. Okay, listen. Oh my god. So, you don't want people to be free economically. I want people to basically have the opportunity to do the things they want to do. And if that means that they're opening their own business and they're kind of running their own lives in that way, that's fine. That's not for everyone. Some people do just want to have a job and just kind of punch in, punch out, go home. That's fine too. I don't really care about that, all right? As long as you're doing what you want to do, I'm fine with that, okay? You're for big government and regulations and everything. Listen, everyone is for regulations on some degree, all right? When you make child porn illegal, that is a regulation. For fuck's sake. The government is coming in and saying, no, you cannot sell this product at any price. They're regulating that market out of existence, and they should. It's a good thing to do so. I fucking hate the whole, like, oh, all regulations, pull them all apart, they're bad. No. Some regulations are good. Fucking hell. You use the term. You're just a leftist. Keep saying it, dude. Give me an actual fucking argument. Wow. Terrace, thanks for the $20, dude. Don't know if you will touch on this, but regarding the CEO murder, I think that high healthcare costs can be directly tied to insurance covering expected and routine expenses, and switching to a subscription model will lower costs. Honestly, I think a lot of America's problem is that you have a bunch of insurance middlemen that need to be purged. That's probably what's going on here. But thank you for the $20, though. I really appreciate it. And I will cover it at some point, yeah. Huh. If you find yourself being gaslit into believing that it's all of Dev's former friends that have changed, ask yourself who is palling around with Moonrock Woo. Listen, Brianna Wu has changed over the years, right? She's no longer a radical leftist. That's kind of the point. And like, go like, okay, you think do you think it's not my friends who have changed? Like, Sargon was a Bernie bro in 2016, and he's now like a post-liberal. All right, and he's completely abandoned the liberal project. Like this, regardless of whether or not you think that's good, it's a change. So yeah, he changed. I didn't. Just how it is, right? And you know, it's fine. It's fine to change if that's where your beliefs take you. But I'm not the one who changed. Brianna Wu is the second most blocked account on Blue Sky. That's fucking funny. Will I eventually talk about Argentina and Miele? Probably, but I don't know when. Thank you for the €2. Festiva, so true, Dev. Regulate the government. Based. Thanks for the $2, dude. Yeah, Sargon admits he's changed. Yeah, exactly. Merck says Aiden used to be a socialist. I don't know, but you'd know more about Aiden than I would. I don't know about that. I can count the number of trolls it takes to fully derail Dev's weekly sip on one penis. Thanks for the $5, dude. Are you saying Sargon followed Baze's model, Dev? Possibly, but not necessarily. I think I think what happened with Sargon is not that he received new data, though he did receive new data. It's also that his priorities themselves changed, right? Because, and I think a lot of that is just having kids. And when you have kids, the things that you prioritize definitely change up, right? And as they should, as they should. Oh, wait. Wick is still scum of the earth, though. I can't believe you even associate with him. He treats Stitch and Adam so terribly. Titanium, you have to, like, DM me information on that. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god. Thank you for the $50. Really appreciate it. The Moist Loaf. Thanks, man. Change your mind, Dev. Considering our small population, large territory, and resource wealth, Canada should acquire nuclear weapons. The Russians won't trade Montreal for Murmansk, and the Americans are too spineless to trade Vancouver for Seattle. Yes, based. That's what we should do. Based. Canada with nuclear weapons. $5, Colonel Saul. I remember hearing you once use the phrase mega communist. Will you please explain that? Fucking mega communists. You guys heard about mega communism before? Hold on. Also, yeah, the UK is in far worse shape than North America. Yeah, it was all bullshit. It's all just people like stirring the pot. Yeah, Jackson Hinkle's a mega communist. You guys heard about this shit? Maybe I can pull it up real quick. Yeah. Yep. Mega communism. Yeah, Hazen Hinkle. Mega communism comprises a grab bag of ideas that can seem lacking in coherence. A belief in the power of Donald Trump's followers to wrest power from global elites, to an emphasis on masculine honor, admiration for Putin, and support for Palestinian liberation. Yeah. So basically, like, mega communism is basically the view that MAGA is a workers' movement because it's all like overwhelmingly lower class people who support it, and it's against the liberal world order. So it's revolting against capitalism, it's revolting against internationalism, and it's very like working class, low class sort of thing, right? That's what mega communism is. And it's like it works, but it's fucking stupid. And I love how dumb it is. Remember last month? Oh, $5 terrorists. Remember last month people were laughing at Haiti for shooting passenger jets, but now people are suggesting shooting passenger jets over the US. Why? What the fuck? That sounds wild, dude. That's like neo-traditionalist, libertarian socialist, and woke right. Oh no, woke right is a real thing whether you like it or not. Actually, in a strange way, the mega communists are kind of like an extension of the woke right. They're just kind of crazier. Because guys like Scrump and Academic Agent are definitely. I hate using the term, but we're using it for this conversation. Those guys are definitely woke right because they have read Lenin and Marx and Gramsci, and they are using their tactics in service of a right wing agenda. So like they are the woke right, and they are working class fighting capital. It's just that they're all right wingers. People reporting passenger jets at nights as drones. What the fuck? This is people are attacking drones now. What's going on? This is so stupid. The drones are all up in the airspace. Are people like shooting down drones now or something? It's like Ukrainians for Putin. Fucking hell. Okay. We've been jibber jabbing now for 39 minutes. I'm not going to take an hour and a half to get to the articles today. I do not know about the Newark drone incident. I'll have to look that up as well as the Razor Fist Arcade thing. If you guys find the VOD of the channel, let me know. Newark drone incident. I'll look it up. Put that aside for later. UFO nutties think all the drones that people are flying around now are aliens. That's funny. People have been shooting airplanes recreationally since the 1970s. Fucking why? It's so stupid. Also, I'm working on several videos. You will see them in the coming days. Finally, some big videos are coming out too. In fact, the woke right video, guys, I think it'll actually be out maybe on Tuesday or maybe on Wednesday. Like, it's pretty close to being done. So I want to. Uh-oh. Stream crash. Can you hear me? Stream didn't crash. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we're here. Sounds good. Okay. Okay, we're back. Okay, so basically, yeah, I want to kind of get back to work this afternoon. So I'm not gonna. No offense. I like rapping and chatting with you guys and fighting, but we're not spending forever today. I got banned from your Discord after I went asking will I be banned as dev bans minors for protection, and I am 17. I still have a 365 days ban. Well, you probably should have not mentioned you were a minor then, dude. Sounds like you fucked up. Okay. Let me pull the articles up. Where are they? Where are they? Here we go. All right. I do appreciate your financial support, guys. I do appreciate it a lot because I think I'll need to move again. Rip. Number sign, did you get banned from the Discord too? Stop breaking rules. You fucking retards. Okay. Let's go. Hold on. Wait. Did some of those early haters like take off? This will be the second move. We moved back in August. It's still hush hush. So anyway, I got banned from Discord too. Stop breaking fucking rules, you idiots. Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. Like, there are some people who are coming in and they're like, "Dev, address the allegations." It's like, well, fuck you. Nothing happened. I didn't do anything wrong. That's what it is. He's been banned. He made a ban appeal. It was basically, "LOL, fuck you. I didn't do nothing." Well, okay. You know what? If you've been banned from the Discord, stop being retarded. Why do you fucking keep breaking? I think my lifestyle technically makes me a minor. Nice. Decking devs walls. Nice. We all make peace and solidarity for our minor bans. I'm innocent. Here, you know what? Mods, I know that you're currently looking at the chat. Do me a favor, mods. Scroll back over it. Pick over the names who say that they want to have their case looked at again, and post in the mod chat why you think they should or shouldn't, and I'll look at it after the stream. But keep in mind, guys, I side, 99% of the time I side with my mods on these things because it's their job. So, but yeah, let's begin articles. And actually, the first article isn't an article; it's a Reddit thread. Naomi asked me to read this. Okay. I don't usually read Reddit, but we're reading this Reddit thread. Okay. Okay. This is a 42-year-old woman talking about her 42-year-old husband. Okay. So me and my husband have been happily married for about 16 years, give or take. We both have stable careers, good family life, and we're fairly fortunate, despite the cost of living racking in the UK right now. We have 2 boys, 15 and 10. Up until this Sunday, I thought we had it pretty good. We argue sometimes, of course, But I've never gotten too bad. We have a pretty decent sex life with some exploration. Long and short is, on Sunday, just after I dropped our boys off at their friends, my husband asked me if we had the house alone, and more importantly, do I have a minute? I said yes. And he sat me down and then got out this printed poster for some sort of orgy and started explaining to me the concept of a gaycation. A gaycation, guys. $2. Like decking Dev's walls. Dev Court. Live stream unbanning trials for content. Good idea, Dev Court. We should do that. Okay, the gaycation. It's where straight men go. It's where straight men go somewhere with sun, sand, and booze, and they become gay for the duration of the trip. But it's fine because but it's fine because it doesn't actually count. Because what happens in the gaycation stays on the gaycation. I was just completely silent and mortified. Even more so when he said he was looking into booking a trip to Ibiza next year with his brother-in-law, his sister's husband, to experience it for himself. When he finally let me speak, I just asked him, I need him to be clear with me. Is he gay? Because if yes, that's okay, but we need to figure out what happens next. I didn't let myself get angry or upset. I was just stunned. He swore up and down he's not gay. He's 100% attracted to women. And of course he still loves me and our boys. So I asked, well, do you think you're bisexual? And he got very defensive, saying how I need to drop the accusations, and that this is the beauty of the gaycation. It allows straight men to experience gayness without actually being gay, and how it's like going to an aquarium. What do you mean going to an aquarium? Hi, Rosa. How's it going? Rosa, you're going to love... Okay, Rosa, rewind like 1 minute and listen to what I just read out. You're going to love this shit. Adherent to Lady Columbia, $2. Simon on the server proves of stealing husbands based. Thank you, man. Okay. So, he was adamant he doesn't find men's bodies or genitalia exciting at all, but he needs to experience the gaycation. I said, well, I'm not comfortable with this because even if he was bi, this would be explicitly cheating on me. And he got angry and he reiterated he's not cheating because that's the beauty of the gaycation. I just had enough and I left the room. I ignored him for the rest of the day, but we spoke at tea, where I again asked him, why does he want to do this so bad if he's not gay? He said how he's interested in how gay men's lives differ to straight men's. And that unfortunately, once the gaycation begins... Okay. Once the gaycation begins, it's simply impossible for a man to resist. And he must surrender himself, mind, body, and soul to the gaycation, or be destroyed. Guys, okay, so if you value your heterosexuality, don't go on a gaycation. You'll be converted. Very reasonable. It is the gaycation after all. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. $5 from Jordan Rogers. Haven't caught the Archcast yet, but I saw you weren't there yesterday. All good? Yep, all good. Naomi and I went out last night instead. I'll be back on next week. Okay. Okay. I really can't put into words how surreal it was because he was speaking so matter-of-factly. And he again insists this is a thing that straight men do all the time and how he's actually doing it a bit late. I just said to him, if he has any love for me, then he can't go ahead with this. And if he does, the marriage will be dead. We didn't speak anymore after that. Since then, he's mentioned no more of it. But somehow, and this is what scares me a lot too, that decision genuinely seems to be tearing him up. He didn't. Hold on, Tidge. Of all the people in this chat, you are a gaycation expert. Don't you dare. Don't you dare chime in here. Terrace, $2. Husband isn't gay. He just really wants the monkeypox. Thanks, man. Okay. Hold on here. I forgot where I was. Okay. He didn't go into work on Monday, and he only went into half a day yesterday because he told him he felt too ill. And he just looks distraught every time I see him. I really don't think he's wholly gay, though I can absolutely believe it. He's bi. But I'd rather we talked about it in a healthy way rather than this incredibly weird denialism about going on a sex holiday to Ibiza. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it, man. I will check it out. Okay. Has anyone known straight guys to go on a gaycation and come back and just go back to being straight? Like, surely that can't be a thing. Like, surely that can't be a thing that happens. I'm so out of my depth here, and I just don't know how to initiate this conversation. I also haven't even mentioned it to his sister yet. Yeah, because it was a brother-in-law. That's right. $5 from Artemis Fowl. Let me get this straight. Either he is in the closet or conversion therapy actually works and straight shouldn't go. Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. So here we go. All right. This edit. Wow, this blew up. This has been incredibly sobering. I think I've now confirmed what I already knew to be the case. The marriage is dead one way or another. In a way, I was in denial about that. I have contacted my sister-in-law, and she initially screamed at me, calling me a liar, and even insinuated I was trying to steal her husband. She rang me back shortly thereafter, apologized, and said she admitted she was in deep shock. I asked my parents to look after the boys. We're going to meet tomorrow to discuss this deeper. All right. Yeah, okay. Yep. Oh, real quick. Yeah, so Tidge says, if you're bi, it doesn't mean you're bi. Nothing wrong with it. Dude, there are so many people that I've met, like pretty much all of V's audience, and also like half of Arch's audience, who just think that being bi isn't a thing. Like, if you're a guy who has sex with men and women, you're just gay. I'm just like, that's so stupid. So fucking dumb. Satan Gray, $5. I need me a straight-cation, women, wine, and debauchery based. Tara Shevchenko, $5. She should give him the worst pegging he's ever seen and then ask for sure if he's still gay. Oh my god. Okay. A lot of people asked about the aquarium. And at risk of doxing myself, there is a famous aquarium in the UK called the Deep. At the very end, you walk through a tunnel that goes underneath the main fish tank. So it's quite immersive, I suppose. My husband explained the aquarium thing. It's a bit like that. You go there and you observe the fishes. You even get a bit up close, but you never actually enter the water or become a fish. So the gaycation doesn't really count. Okay. It was a very bizarre analogy, and I pointed out it still doesn't make any sense. You just got more in a huff and how I just don't get it. Okay. Here's the update. Here's the update, guys. Here's the update. Okay. I contacted my husband to tell him he wouldn't be staying at home tonight and a bag would be waiting for him. As you can imagine, we argued quite badly. I won't go into the specifics, but I'm 100% on board with the fact that he's obviously bi. He might even be fully gay. We had arguments in the past, but I've genuinely never seen him have such a... I've never... Jesus Christ. We've had arguments in the past, but I've genuinely never seen him have such a childish tantrum before. Screaming about how I just don't understand the gaycation and insinuating I'm actually homophobic because I refuse to allow him to participate in this cultural exchange with the gay community. What are you exchanging, semen? A lot of you said to ask him if it would be acceptable if the roles were reversed. And I did say, would it be acceptable if I went and slept with guys during that week? Like fucking clockwork, he was very angry and offended, saying it's completely different. Because a gaycation means nothing. And what happens in the gaycation stays in the gaycation. So it doesn't actually count. Whereas I'd be straight up cheating. $5, Jasso Havens, thank you. I find that when most guys say they're bi, they really mean they would top. When pressed, very few would actually smuggle the noodle themselves. I mean, that's where I am. Just so happens, yeah. 100% top, yes. A lot of you said to ask him if it'd be acceptable if the roles were reversed. No, I just already read that. Yeah, okay. I turned it around on him. But you see, what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't count. It's like bird watching. And I think it got through to him. He went all quiet and then started crying, admitting that the thought of me sleeping with another man was destroying his heart. But relationships need sacrifices, so he agreed while in tears that when he goes on the gaycation, I'll get 1 week in Manchester to do whatever I want. He doesn't want me to, but that's fair in a twisted way, he supposed. I told him to get out of my house. Thankfully, he left without a fight. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. When I finally got my composure, okay. I know it's petty. I know it's petty of me, but I drained the joint bank account. Oh my god. So he couldn't try to use it against me. About an hour later, I got rang up by his mum, who just screamed and screamed at me about being a cheating whore, how it was horrible. What about the kids? When I finally got my composure back, I just said, "Ask your son about the gaycation." Obviously, at first she got angry, but I said, "No, just ask him about the gaycation. He'll explain." But she called me a fucking joke and hung up. Later on, in the evening, I got another phone call from her with a flood of tears. She was very apologetic, and I told her she doesn't need to be the one to apologize. She was so upset she put the father-in-law on the phone, who, while he sounded calm, I can just sort of tell he was on the warpath. Okay. He overheard that phrase. He asked my husband, and the husband initially said, "No, it's nothing," before explaining how it's a modern thing that men do. And he gave them the same spiel about what happens in the gaycation stays in the gaycation. Men cannot resist the gaycation or be destroyed. Men must surrender to the gaycation. This is so stupid. Okay, guys, would you go on a gaycation, guys? Okay. Okay. All right. I got a text from my husband after the phone call, which was all weird and rambly, saying about how I'd abused the gaycation to destroy his marriage and destroy his life. And again insinuated that I and his parents are homophobic. Okay. Oh yeah. The brother-in-law, that's right. What happened here? I don't want to read this whole fucking thing. I want to just get to the good stuff. Okay. Her husband got home earlier and just said to him, "Can you please explain what a gaycation is?" She told me afterwards she was praying he'd look confused or just be like, "What?" But instead, he just sat her down and explained that a gaycation is a new thing where straight men go to gay hotspots and participate in gay sex acts. But it doesn't count because there's no emotional investment. And because what happens in the gaycation stays in the gaycation. He said it's like writing down angry thoughts and putting them in a drawer. You never have to see them again. The whole time, my sister-in-law was in tears as he just calmly bats off the same points my husband did about how it doesn't count. And he even did the whole, "It's impossible to resist. You must surrender to the gaycation or be destroyed." I seriously think they must be talking to a dominatrix or something. Are there even male dominatrixes? Because surely neither of them are that into this to actually make it up on their own. Okay. So there was this utterly surreal moment where my sister-in-law was just trying to wrap her head around this while also in floods of tears, and he explains so genuinely, so matter-of-factly, that for most men, the gaycation is either a one-time or an annual thing. But some men go on the gaycation for years, and some simply never return from the gaycation because they use hypnosis and mind control to be totally feminized into a state of permanent pseudo gayness. she said she said in disbelief, "Surely if you're taking it up the arse willingly because you want to, that makes you gay." And he said no, because that's the beauty of the gaycation. You can do all this gay stuff, but you don't interact with the wider gay life experience. She asked him if the sissy stuff is what he wanted, and he said, not on a long term basis. And he was adamant that this is something all straight men do. But she wouldn't get it because she's a woman. Help, I've been trapped. I've been trapped in the gaycation since 1989. Okay. So I know there's a few of you in the chat. Some of you are going to be trans women. Some of you are going to be femboys. Some of you are going to be cross dressers. Some of you are just going to be gay or bi men. Okay? How many of you came across your current life path because you went on a gaycation? How? Before this is just some dude's plot for free booty. Hold on. Satan Gray says, yo, I kind of did, not gonna lie. Sissy Hypno made me buy. Dev, I would never do a gaycation. How dare you? Naxalis, I don't believe it for a fucking second. Okay, so there we go. The gaycation. He's somehow both in and out of the closet. He's Schrodinger's gay. Fucking hell. I'll only do a gaycation if all the men there were trans. You mean trans men or trans women? Anyway, yeah. This guy's clearly gooning too much. Stop masturbating. It's so stupid. Okay. Meet the doll. The Colombian hitwoman who has been arrested for several murders, including her ex-boyfriend. Yep, the doll. Can you guys fix her? You can't fix her, chat. I can fix her. I can't fix her. I can employ her. In a story straight out of a crime thriller, Colombia's Magdalena Medio region became the stage for the dramatic arrest of La Muenza, the doll, a 23-year-old assassin accused of orchestrating a series of calculated murders. Behind her doll-like appearance, she had a reputation for cold-blooded precision and ruthless brutality, earning her a notorious place in Colombia's criminal underworld. She was apprehended in a scene that from a noir film, or in a scene that looked like a noir film. Exuding an unsettling confidence, she was paraded by authorities in what seemed more like a villain's victory lap than a moment of justice. Her alleged crimes included masterminding a violent campaign of terror that gripped rural communities in fear. Her notoriety peaked with the assassination of her ex-boyfriend, Davy Jesus. That's quite the name. On July 23rd. According to police, Rodriguez orchestrated the murder with chilling precision. Posing as a reconciliatory meeting to settle a financial dispute, she lured Jesus to a secure location. Instead of resolution, two gunmen ambushed him, firing relentlessly from a motorcycle. A deadly setup masterminded by Rodriguez. She didn't work alone. Alongside her, police arrested Paula Valentina, Joe Herrera, and ominously dubbed the Fat Hit Woman, and a third accomplice known as Leopoldo. They also found a cache of weapons. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So Rodriguez wasn't just an assassin, but a leader within the Los de la M gang. She commanded a network of hitmen, carrying out high-profile hits with surgical efficiency. Her actions earned her the label of a dangerous hit woman, and her influence expanded across the region. Crazy. Okay, guys, we're checking her out. Here she is. So, are you sure you can't fix her? I mean, maybe. Oh, dude, she has the fucking like death stare. I don't want to fix her. I just want to pump her. Damn. My face went no war crime, GF. I mean, yeah, would. Definitely would for sure. But is she fixable? I don't know about that. But she is cute. There's nothing to fix. Based. Can she fix Mr. Gaycation? Dude, why is the camera right on her ass? Okay. Do I want to fix her? Damn. Love to see women in male dominated fields. Based. Wow. Guys, would you? Hold on. Guys. She's literally a Toxica. What's a Toxica? But thank you for the $2, man. Why are they walk their own clothes out of orange overalls? I think because they were just arrested. Thank you for the $5. Just joined the stream. The first thing I heard is the gaycation. Nice. So yeah, imagine those eyes glaring at you as she rides you, fellas. Fellas, come on. Plot twist, she hired the healthcare CEO assassin. What did she do? She was a professional hit woman. She killed people for a living. Can't fix her, but damn, yeah. New York City owner of a $1.1 million house that was torched by squatters. They say they keep coming back and they have more rights than landlords. Fucking hell, dude. Jesus. The frustrated owner of a Brooklyn home that was torched by squatters says he's repeatedly tried to do the right thing to fix up the house, but the intruders keep coming back. Zafar Iqbal, a 53-year-old MTA worker who bought the Diker Heights home for $1.1 million in 2017, said he's now shelling out $6,000 a month in mortgage and going broke, thanks to the unwelcome intruders. He's even afraid to go near his own house for fear of the people who haven't taken up residence there. Every 2 or 3 weeks I go there, but I don't approach. I don't know if these guys have weapons or whatever. My safety is precious too. Fuck, dude. What a piece of shit. $5, Alaska Night. Remember, you don't hate squatters enough. Completely agreed. This guy sounds stressed. He needs a gaycation. The gaycation. Okay. I got a couple of contractors. They started working on the house. Next thing I know, I got a call from the fire department saying that the house is burnt out. Someone got in there and torched the house. Fucking hell, dude. Does anyone have to pay compensation to the squatters for their home being burned down? Oh my god, that'd be ridiculous, Terrace. Holy fuck. That's when I found out it was a squatter living there. The squatters have more rights than the homeowners. I'm the owner of the house. How much more can I do? I need help. Yep. Fuck the squatters, dude. Yep, squatters have been stealing, damaging their homes, smashing security cameras, until one intruder burned the house down, causing a $900,000 in damage. Holy fuck. The squatter was charged with arson and criminal mischief, and he was hit with a 6-month jail term after pleading guilty. Giving squatters a bad name, says Living in Debs Walls. Thanks, man. Yep. Iqbal was living in the house for nearly 3 years, but he moved out and cleared out his tenants to renovate the house. But he has yet to get the chance to follow through. He thought he was in the clear after he had Chin arrested. That hasn't been the case. They keep coming back. What are they going to do? Cook food over there? There's no heat, no hot water, nothing working over there. I got some safety guys who came in and boarded up the house. They still got in. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Yeah, I fucking hate squatters, man. Okay. All right. Fury in Memphis after attempted murder suspect who ambushed FedEx employee walks free without bail. Sutherland to BlackRock. Oh my god. Okay. An accused shooter who allegedly hunted down and ambushed his victim in Memphis, Tennessee, has been set free without bail, despite the local district attorney asking the court to keep him behind bars. Tyrese Ernest, 18 years old, was charged with attempted second-degree murder last month after he and 2 conspirators allegedly waylaid a FedEx employee in the parking lot of a distribution center, where Ernest shot him. Ernest had been booked with a $200,000 bond, but last week a judge ruled that the accused shooter would be released on his own recognizance with no bail at all. Fucking bullshit, dude. Now, justice for the victim depends on whether or not his would-be killer shows up for his court date. The local prosecutor is fuming. The details of the alleged crime, the fact that the victim was ambushed, and the violent nature of it convinces us that this suspect is a threat to public safety. Ernest's accused conspirators, the twin brothers Jamarcus Odell and Jamarian Odell. Why would you name your kids Jamarcus and Jamarian? Oh my god. All right. They're still in jail. But this other guy got out. Okay. Fucking ridiculous. A couple of jabronis is what they are. Fucking Christ. Okay. Texas becomes the first state to win the battle against imported car bans. Crazy. For the past 3 years, just close this thing. For the past 3 years, enthusiasts across the central and eastern parts of America have been living a nightmare after their states decided that their legally imported Japanese cars were no longer able to be driven on the road. Some enthusiasts sued their states, while others appealed to their DMVs. Texans worked with their lawmakers, and now the state will be the first to successfully reverse a ban on imported cars. I am now JDev. Okay, so the Imported Vehicle Safety Compliance Act of 1988 was passed under the guise of protecting American consumers from potentially unsafe imported vehicles that weren't built to federal motor vehicle safety standards. The law effectively bans the importation of non-compliant vehicles until they're 25 years old, or they've been converted to U.S. standards. Okay. So most people wait until the car is too old to care. However, in 2021, Maine changed its laws to state that any vehicle that does not meet the standard is an off-road vehicle, and therefore not legal to drive on its roads. This change was made infamous when the owners of Mitsubishi Delica vans began reporting that the state revoked their registrations. As if a floodgate had opened, other states joined in, removing imported Japanese cars from their roads. So I guess no more little mini Japanese trucks. See, like, these are all imported cars, right? And I kind of like the weird kind of, oval Japanese vans. They're kind of cool. It sucks for being taken off the road. So, since Maine kicked off the tidal wave, enthusiasts in Rhode Island, New York, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Texas have all reported headaches in getting their vehicles titled and registered. K truck registration has been a long-time battle in Texas, with K truck owners reporting registration denials as far back as the late 2000s. Yep, they're just... Mini trucks are not eligible for Texas title. Fuck you. Yeah, these laws are stupid. Yep. Here, oh my god, this article's so fucking long. Let's get ahead to the part where oh, they're saying that the mini trucks are unsafe because they don't survive crashes. Yeah, I can see it there. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump ahead to where they actually start to wake it, start to win against these. Like, yeah, it's like an adorable little truck, but it does seem like it would be unsafe, doesn't it? Yep, mini trucks, golf carts. Yep, okay, makes sense. Not eligible for title. Yep. Look at that little guy. That looks awesome. So yeah, they agreed to review their policies. So maybe they're changing things. Where did they change it? I want to find it because this article is ridiculously long and fucking boring, kinda. Yep, Texas is the first to beat the 2021 rules because technically there were earlier victories in other states. Yes, Texas will publish its latest edition of the Texas Vehicle Title Manual, which should have no mention of K trucks being unable to be titled, if it even mentions K trucks at all. Awesome. There you go. You want to get one of those little mini trucks? Texas is the place to go. Texas is the place to go, fellas. I don't know. I've always had like a soft spot for these little tiny trucks. You know, it's nice. How do I decide to read articles? A quick skim. Sometimes an article ends up being more boring than I thought it would be, so I go through it quickly. But I just whenever someone sends me something, I'd like give it like a very quick once over. I'm a weeb. Yeah, maybe because I'm a weeb. Yeah, fair enough. The Consumer Report urges the USDA to remove Lunchables from the National School Lunch Program. No more Lunchables, guys. They're banning the Lunchables now. To be honest, Lunchables fucking suck. Okay. Consumer Reports called on the Department of Agriculture today to remove Lunchable food kits from the National School Lunch Program. The Consumer Report recently compared the nutritional profiles of two Lunchable kits served in schools and found they have even higher levels of sodium than the kits consumers can buy in the store. They also tested 12 store-bought versions of Lunchables and similar kits and found several contained relatively high levels of lead and cadmium. All but one also tested positive for phthalates, chemicals found in plastic that have been linked to reproductive problems, diabetes, and certain cancers. Wow. Well, I mean, fuck Lunchables anyway, because they're kind of they're kind of gross, but okay. Lunchables are not a healthy option for kids and shouldn't be allowed on the menu as part of the National School Lunch Program. The USDA currently allows two of the Lunchables kits, turkey and cheddar cracker stackers and extra cheesy pizza, to be served to nearly 30 million children through the National School Lunch Program. To meet the program's requirements, Kraft Heinz added more whole grains to the crackers and more protein to Lunchable kits designed for schools compared to store-bought versions. Okay. Thanks for the membership, dude. All this shit started because Europeans were butthurt that American chickens were too cheap. Owned a JDM wagon, Nissan State. I don't know what you're saying here, man. I'm sorry, but thank you for the support. They found lead, cadmium, or both in all the Lunchables. Oh my god. So I guess they're banning Lunchables. Okay, how many of you guys actually like were into Lunchables back in the day? Because for me, Yeah. There was like only 2 or 3 different like Lunchables. Now there's like dozens of different types, but like, yeah, man. Here's what they looked like when I was younger. So like, yeah, Lunchables. It's just crackers and cheese and meat, and there you go. That's your lunch. Like they're okay, but like even as a kid, I was like, this is kind of low quality, isn't it? But like, dude, the Lunchables pizza, you get like a little sauce packet and some like grated cheese and some pepperonis and put them on like this dough. Lunchables pizza, man. Jasso Havens, $5. It's part of their effort to remove lead from school since the students are all getting enough from all the quiet kids. Oh my god, that's funny. Jesus Christ. Yep. They added like Lunchables grilled cheese. You have to like microwave it though to get a grilled cheese sandwich. But yeah, usually come with a cookie or something. You know, as a kid, I was like, this is cool, and then I had a few of them. And I'm like, this is kind of gross. Wait, hold on. There's burgers now for Lunchables. I feel like kids are getting more spoiled here. I never had this shit. Oh yeah, dude, the Capri Sun like fruit pouch drink. Oh man, you know what? I want to go buy more Lunchables now and try them out again. I'm probably gonna try one and it's gonna be like fucking disgusting. But now I'm like nostalgia-ing out. Wait, hold on. Wait, Brunchables? Oh, it's a muffin and a breakfast sandwich. This is stupid. Oh god. You guys ever tried the Brunchables? Okay. That's enough of this nonsense. What's next? Ah, yes. Steam's new season pass policy aims to crack down on endless delays. If you aren't ready to clearly communicate, you shouldn't offer a season pass on Steam. So Valve is implementing some new ground rules for how developers can offer season pass and DLC content on Steam, including rules aimed at cracking down on indefinite season pass delays, unfulfilled promises, and other issues that impact players. All right, so by offering a season pass, you are promising future content. In the process of launching a season pass, you will be asked to commit to a launch timing for each of the content releases in the season pass. That launch timing is a commitment to both customers and Steam. If you aren't ready to clearly communicate about the content included in each DLC and when each DLC will be ready for launch, you shouldn't offer a season pass on Steam. Fair enough. Hold on. How much for you to do Lunchables reviews? Oh my god, you guys want here. Here I'll do. I'll set up another goal. I will make it pretty high. Just to see if you guys really want it. Here we go. Start the goal. I will do Lunchables reviews for 30 super chats. And don't worry if you don't reach it, it's okay. Because I'll set the goal up next time too. Okay, so basically, there's been a lot of games that like offer a season pass and then like nothing comes out. They just take your money and run, and it's like bullshit. Oh, I know, Titanium. That's fine though. So Steam now requires developers include a complete list of all DLC included in a season pass, a basic description of the content included in each, an expected release window of at least the quarter or season and year expected. Additionally, developers are only allowed to self-reschedule their release date at one time for the season pass, and only up to 3 months later than the original date. If developers want to delay additional times or delay further out, they have to speak with Valve first. Based. If developers don't adhere to the rules, Valve says it may take action in ways such as removing the season pass from sale or refunding customers. Tara Shremenko, $5. Looking forward to your haters making videos called Dev Goes Full Man Childs with just a Lunchable reviews. Dev, you're trying to lose weight. Remember, your old plump heart can't take a Lunchable salt dosed. Oh my god, guys. Okay. Anyway, this is actually pretty good because there have definitely been instances in the past. I think what was it? As Telltale began to go downhill a bit, they started doing weird season passes. Speaking of Steam, Bloody Spell playthrough. When? What's Bloody Spell? I'll look it up, man. Thank you. Thank you for the $5. Okay, what's next? A teacher was fired after competing on a Survivor Quebec reality show. Wow. Deborah de Bracelier knew she would have to face her fear of bugs when she volunteered to be marooned on a remote island in the Philippines. But perhaps her greatest challenge awaited her when she returned home to Quebec. The 39-year-old elementary school teacher is one of 20 cast members in the second season of Survivor Quebec, a French-language franchise of the popular reality television competition series, in which a group of thrill-seekers brave physical challenges and grueling environmental conditions for the chance to win a $100,000 prize. As of the latest episode, she was one of 16 remaining contestants. Yet, while viewers watched de Bracelier vie for the favor of her fellow competitors to avoid elimination, a different kind of drama is unfolding in Quebec, 50 kilometers east of Montreal. On March 26th, the governing council of the school district where de Bracelier taught grade 3 voted 7-5 to fire her for taking unauthorized time off to participate in the show. What? Wait, has Carl... Hold on. $5 from Zontar. Has Carl made anything contemplating why he was under the impression Assad had won the Civil War 7 years ago, or is he quiet on that? Did Sargon say that 7 years ago? I don't know what you mean, Zontar. Bill Skinner, $5. Review the lunch slop, Dev. Eat the lead. Get the brain rot. Okay, you fucks. Okay. So, the decision has left community members reeling. An online petition with more than 4,400 signatures is imploring the school board to reverse course. She's a teacher who is extremely appreciated. She makes a difference. People really identify with her and have made her one of their own. So it's really our whole community that's in mourning. Okay. So she said that she can't talk to reporters while she's still on the show. But in an interview, the school board leader explained what happened. De Bracelier made a request in November for 2 months of unpaid leave to compete on the show, but received a swift rejection from the school board's human resource department, which cited a local teacher shortage. Not wanting to give up the opportunity, she made her own arrangements and enlisted replacements to cover her absence, and even made a video for her students to prepare them for her departure in January. Well, it sounds like she fucking got it. Sounds like she set it up, dude. What the fuck? Lord Cameron, I like this account against the target to stop you from poisoning yourself. Thanks, Lord Cameron. Vitek, thanks for the 50 Lunchly review. Thank you. Hold on. You can't take leave of absence for Survivor, but for a gaycation, though, no problem. Oh, Grithix, don't worry. Thank you, man. I'll be dealing with them soon, but thank you very much. Okay. The Human Resources Department nevertheless warned of repercussions if she went ahead with her unsanctioned time off. And on the department's recommendation, the council voted to dismiss her while she was in the Philippines filming Survivor. While she was in the Philippines filming Survivor, and was unable to defend herself. The news of her firing has shocked her family in her home country of Belgium. She said her niece began studying to be a teacher in Europe, but soon fell in love with Canada and decided to pursue her passion in Quebec. This is an aberration, she said. I think there's a lack of discernment on part of the school board. In an emailed statement, the board said confidentiality rules limit its ability to comment on de Bracadeur's case, saying only that it is bound to apply the conventions of the teachers' collective agreement. The board confirmed, however, that the agreement allowed de Bracader to apply for a different position and resume teaching on Monday. But the board hasn't reinstated her to her previous job. Damn. Well, we fire a teacher in the middle of a shortage and hire her back a few days later to replace herself. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. That's kind of crazy, especially since she actually managed to have someone cover all of her time. Like, she didn't just leave him high and dry. She went off and did the show. Good for her. Philippine Survivor is a gaycation. Hey, Dry Bread, what's up? Okay. TikTok influencer Marlena Velez has been arrested for a second theft at the same Target. Oh, jeez. Here she is. Can you guys fix her? Here she is stealing. Okay. A TikTok influencer accused of showing off goods stolen from a Florida Target. Review pause flavored gaycation Lunchables. Fuck you, dude. Okay. A TikTok influencer accused of showing off goods stolen from a Florida Target has been arrested for a second time for allegedly swiping more stuff from the same store. Marlena Velez, 22 years old, made headlines last month after she was arrested for allegedly stealing 16 items worth more than $500 from the Target store in Cape Coral. How big's her TikTok? Let's see. Yep, she used a phony barcode to scan items at the self-checkout, pocketing 16 household goods and clothing items. Here she is getting arrested with one boob hanging out. Nice. Yep. She was identified as a shoplifter through surveillance footage in her phone's wallpaper, which matched a photo from her Instagram account. Yep. Here she is using a phony barcode to scan. A man with a distinctive arm tattoo who appears in some of her TikToks was also present during the theft. Okay. Yep. I guess here she is putting the stuff away on her TikTok channel. How big is her TikTok channel? It doesn't say. Here, let's see. Here, you know what? We'll see. I'll look her up. Okay. Here she is. She's got 450,000 followers, millions of views in the TikToks. So, like, that's not nothing. She's just also a fucking thief. Well, there you go. Okay. The Japanese police have arrested a 36-year-old man on suspicion of tampering with Pokemon Violet save files. Okay. So, he's been arrested on suspicion of selling illegally modified Pokemon save data to customers online. A practice which is banned under the country's 2019 Unfair Competition Prevention Act. Okay. The suspect was apprehended by police after a police cyber patrol discovered evidence that the individual had used special tools to illegally modify save data for Pokemon Violet in order to change Pokemon movesets. Okay. He took custom orders for rare Pokemon and sold the resulting tampered data between December 2022 and March 2023 for up to $84 a pop on a website that served as a marketplace for video game assets and items. He has admitted to committing the crimes at the heart of the ongoing investigation while providing the justification that he did it to earn a living. The suspect could face up to 5 years imprisonment and or a fine of up to 5 million yen, which is $32,000. Why is this illegal? Why? Why is this illegal? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Okay. What is this act? Can we translate it? Unfair competition. Trade secrets. Okay, I kind of get it. Like, okay, they're the hacking the game and selling data that isn't supposed to be made public. Okay, I get it. It's still stupid though. It's still fucking dumb. Competitive Pokemon is super serious. Oh yeah, okay. This is another Japanese article. Speaking of crazy Japanese shit, let's translate this one though. Okay. English translation, go. I couldn't find the bare sales floor confirmation of Akita Super, but it was a backyard. So the translation will be a bit wonky, but I'm sure you'll know what's going on. Okay. On November 30th, a bear that hit an employee when he entered a supermarket in Akita City has not yet been captured. So there was a bear in the fucking supermarket. Yep. A 47-year-old employee was hit by a bear who entered the store at the supermarket Kiyosaki and Shoten. The bear is believed to remain in the store, and the police in the city are vigilant, but they have not yet captured the bear. Yep, the meat sales floor has been ripped apart. The shelves are broken. Are you? Some woman chose wrong. Are you happy? Yeah. So you happy, women? This is what you wanted. You chose the bear. Yep. They flew a drone inside the store to find it. They could not find the bear. All right. Well, there you go. Yep. There's a bear loose in Japan. Yep. This is unbearable. Listen, you got to get some of those more peaceful bears that you see in Russia or Canada where they just kind of hang out with people. A Mississippi woman who had sex with a dog filmed the act outside of a church. So, I can never escape the dog pill. It's never going away. I just need to learn to live with this. So, a Mississippi woman who was arrested after allegedly having sex with a dog and posting videos of the act on social media was seen for the first time with the pup in photos snapped before the heinous abuse. So, Denise Fraser, 19 years old, crashed her car in Mississippi last week and was photographed from the side of the road holding a German Shepherd on a leash. She was charged with unnatural intercourse and aggravated cruelty to an animal. She could face up to 10 years if convicted. Yep. Police in Mississippi say they were alerted to a clip involving a woman and a male dog by a concerned resident. In my 17 years in law enforcement, this is one of the most disturbing cases I've ever investigated. She told police she was threatened to do it, and also that people pay her for the videos. Can you fix her, guys? Can you fix her? Send her to obedience school? They have not yet found evidence of coercion. One of the videos appeared to have been taken in a Jeep at the Freedom Baptist Church parking lot. The videos were filmed between February 23rd through 28th. Dude, the dog was armed. Okay. So there are now there were 3 separate dogs in all. Oh my god, dude. Okay. Okay. Game studio shuts down before ever shipping a game and blames internal leaks. Okay. Possibility Space, a studio founded by State of Decay creator Jeff Strain, has shut down. So, didn't even release a game, burned through all that fucking movie, didn't even, complete failure, didn't even make $1 back. Okay. An April 12th LinkedIn post from Jennifer Lane, whose profile lists her as a live director and / social systems director at Possibility Space, reads, "My company shuttered its doors today, and there are now a lot of amazing and skilled coworkers that are suddenly open to work. Please consider them for any positions you have open in design, engineering, art, community, and other roles. I am also open to work. Hire me, please. Yep. So they canceled their one major project because and they canceled it because of internal studio leaks to the press. What the fuck? Last week, I received a list of topics and questions from Ethan Gack, a reporter at Kotaku, regarding an article he's writing about Prytomania Media and the closure of Crop Circle Games. Much of it was expected, but I was also stunned to see non-public information about Project Vonnegut, disclosure of our publishing partner, with details of our business and financial relationship, and details of internal P&L discussions and confidential all-company meetings. Mr. Gack specifically credits current employees as the source of his information. Dude is named after a Klingon delicacy based. Leaks of this nature are typically malicious and done by outside hacking. So to see internal team members under a confidentiality agreement engage in this was shocking. Given the company's own strict confidentiality and notification obligations, I immediately got on a plane for in-person meetings with our publishing partner to discuss the impact on the project. Hey, Yellow Flash, what's up? Ethan Gawk is too busy owning the chuds. I don't know anything about this guy. I just know that Kotaku fucking sucks. During the discussion, our partner expressed low confidence they would be willing to invest the additional resources needed to complete the game, so we mutually agreed to cancel Project Vonnegut. R.I.P. As a result of the cancellation of the publishing relationship, and after careful consideration, I am closing Possibility Space. Today is your last day of employment. Your final paycheck, including pay for work through the end of today, will be deposited to your account, along with any other required payments. Wow. Well, there we go. Yep, he's just leaving the game industry. Man. I have no clue who these guys were, what they were making. But, listen, the game industry sucks right now, all right? Lots of people losing their jobs, lots of projects going under, and you know what? You can't simply blame the greedy capitalists or the CEOs or the corpos for this. They're making shit. They're making garbage games no one wants to fucking play, man. Like, of course it's gonna happen. Who wrote the article? Alyssa Mercante wrote the article. Oh my god. Isn't she suing someone right now? I think she filed like a lawsuit against somebody in the whole Gamergate 2 Sweet Baby Inc. thing. Yeah, she's suing Smash JT. That's so fucking stupid, man. Oh my god. Like, it's so retarded. Fuck. I regret not finishing my video on her back in the day. I probably should now, you know. Okay, what's next? Wait, what's next on the list? Oh. An Ontario advertisement is offering tent space in a private encampment for $500 a month. So this is how bad renting has gotten in Canada, guys. $500 a month. $500 a month to rent a tent. Tent cities in Toronto are back. Enjoy capital. Tent cities in Toronto are back. Or they're either growing again at Alexandra Park, Allen Gardens, Clarence Square Park, Lamport Stadium, blah, 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 blah. Okay. An Ontario landlord posted an ad on Kijiji asking people to pay $500 to put up tents in what was described as a private encampment. Rent a tent, baby. Rent a tent. Okay. The rental listing is help for people in homeless tent encampment private property for the Innisfil property, which has since been deleted, appeared to be aimed at those struggling to remain in tents located in parks in Toronto. We are welcoming to people who are living in their tents to set up on our cottage property in the town of Innisfil, Ontario. Wow. So would you guys want to pay $500 a month to live in a fucking tent? What is a for-profit homeless encampment? It's when you just like, you own a piece of land and you say, come along, bring your tent. I'll let you pitch it here for $500 a month. Paying $500 for tent spaces a week are a move. Yeah. Hold on. It's hard to describe to foreigners that Canada is simultaneously a socialist dystopia and a capitalist dystopia. We're actively suppressing wages and inflating real estate with needlessly high immigration, and then sending the casualties to private tent encampments. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucked. Oh fuck. It's so stupid, man. All right, guys. Donate $500. I'll go to the tent right now. Paying $500 for tent spaces a week are a move. Yeah, it is. Thank you, though, for the $2. How many days of begging does $500 Canadian work out to? I have no fucking clue, man. I have no fucking clue. U.S. woman, 20 years old, accidentally stabs an Eritrean, 64 years old, to death during a struggle after he groped her at a German train station, and she now faces 10 years in prison. Okay. By the way, an Eritrean is like an ethnicity from Africa, I think. Is it? Yeah, Eritrea. Let's look it up. Yeah, country in East Africa. Yeah. Okay. So, an American woman, 20 years old, was standing on an escalator at Kaiserslautern train station in Germany when a 64-year-old Eritrean man grabbed her backside on June 29th. An argument ensued before the woman drew a folding knife and made stabbing movements at the man. The man grabbed her arm, holding the knife, and as the woman tried to free herself, she stabbed him in the heart during the same movement. He died within seconds. Oh, damn. The woman has been charged with bodily harm resulting in death and could be sentenced to up to 10 years in prison at youth court. She claims she did not intentionally aim for the man's heart and argued that she acted in self-defense to keep him at a distance. He's just cleaning it up. He's mopping up the problem. The public prosecutor's office does not believe that the stabbing was justified by self-defense. Yep. It clearly obviously was, but fuck you. Prosecutors believe the woman didn't intentionally stab the Eritrean in his heart after viewing CCTV footage, which is why they haven't charged her with murder or manslaughter. She allegedly wanted to injure the man but not kill him. The woman turned herself into the police. The American has since been released. The youth court is due to decide whether to accept the charge against the woman. Maybe she should just go home. Head back to America, dude. Okay. A go-kart company has been fined after a schoolgirl's death. Here's the schoolgirl in question. R.I.P. So it's always a tragedy. A go-kart company has been fined almost £120,000 after a schoolgirl was strangled by her headscarf. Oh my god. I'm going to try not to laugh. Because it's obviously a sad tragedy, but there's a drop of humor in this. Okay. A go-kart company has been fined almost £120,000 after a schoolgirl was strangled by her headscarf and died. Ruwadia Adan, 15 years old, died in... It's 15 years old, dude. Come on. Woman driver joke, Islam joke. I get it. She's a kid, though. Come on. She died in the hospital 4 days after she visited Capital Karts in Barking, East London, on a day out organized by a Newham youth group. Her hijab got caught in a go-kart and wound itself around a drive axle. The company had failed to complete pre-safety checks on the day. She was resuscitated at the venue, but died in hospital of hypoxic brain injury and asphyxiation. Damn. R.I.P. Yep. They were ordered to pay £90,000, the cost of £29,000, and the victim surcharge of £190. They pleaded guilty to an offense under the Health and Safety Work Act. So, it turns out that the cart she was driving was actually faulty. It was missing a guard that should have covered the rotating rear axle gear and drive belt, which is how her headscarf got caught in. The guard may have been missing for some time, and the cart might not have been checked by a mechanic for more than a month. Damn. Tara Shchevenko, $5. Do you think that a functioning country requires some degree of, let's call it, national self-confidence, and that Canada, UK, and Germany don't have it? Yes, completely agree, dude. Completely agree. Now, Capital Cart's health and safety policy and procedures stated loose clothing should be removed. However, she was not told to remove her headscarf and wore a balaclava and a helmet over top of her hijab. Damn. So I mean, yeah, okay. It does seem like because they weren't like they didn't fix. There was the guard missing. The cart wasn't looked at. Okay, fair enough. This is a tragedy, but like, I know everyone probably jumped on this story because the Schadenfreude of headscarf gets caught in axle, but it doesn't seem like it's her fault. And finally, is Lumi here? Lumi, if you're listening, type in the chat. Otherwise, guys listening, go poke Lumi. Tell her to get over here. It's time for the Lumi segment. OnlyFans creator Lily Phillips reflects on aftermath of sleeping with 100 men. No, I'm not calling Lumi a whore. I'm saying that she watched this with Arch. And honestly, I think I might watch it too, with Naomi or with Taftad or something. Okay. Lily Phillips. She's sleeping with 300 today. Oh my god. Jesus. Lily Phillips, a 23-year-old OnlyFans star and adult entertainer, recently opened up about the emotional toll of her record-breaking feat of sleeping with 101 men in a single day. So, a new documentary by YouTuber Josh Peters titled I Slept with 100 Men in One Day captures Phillips in tears. Wait, hold on. Tidge, she's local to you. Tidge, get in there, dude. It's time. 300 today is trading for the 1,000. Oh my god. She should sleep with her dog too. Fuck. Okay. Footage from a new... She's also HIV positive? What? Is she? No fucking way. Okay, anyway. Footage from a new documentary titled I Slept with 100 Men in One Day captures Phillips in tears, reflecting on the challenges she faced during the viral event. The documentary showcases Lily moments after completing the feat, visibly shaken and emotional. As she walks out of the bedroom, wearing a casual striped two-piece, she tearfully admits, "It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It's a different feeling. It's just one in, one out. It feels intense." Should we watch this a bit? Here. Let's get the old headphones out. I want to talk to the 100th man. Oh, God. The 100th man. Fuck. It's like sticking your dick into a swamp. Okay, here. Is it working? All right, let's see.
When was the last time you ate?
I think I had a yam yam, and
What's
then
a
I think I had
yam
a sandwich, and that was kind of, and then the rest.
Just ate a bunch of cum.
It's not for the weak girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like,
kind of
it's
like.
just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
yeah, just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Wow. Can you save her, fellas? A yum yum is a glazed donut pastry. Really? Oh my god. Okay. So, the event, which lasted 14 hours, required meticulous planning. Lily's team scheduled 15 men per hour, allowing each participant 5 minutes, later shortened to 2 minutes to stay on track. Despite her initial enthusiasm for the challenge, Phillips shared that she started to disassociate after the 30th encounter. Wow. Peters captures the aftermath of the challenge, entering the Airbnb where the event took place. The bedroom, littered with used condoms, wrappers, and tissues, prompted him to dry heave. Jesus. I can fix her! Megaleg coming in for the fix. Dude, imagine owning the Airbnb that this happened in. Like, you come home and you're like, hold on. The house still smells of sex days later. Okay. So yeah, yep, she filmed her 101 guys in 14 hours, felt like my biggest sexual fantasy come true, and I want to do bigger and better feats. I loved it. There's a lot of crying there, though. That crying seems like she might not have just fully loved it. Take J. Cole's advice. You don't want to be saved? Don't save her. Yeah, fair enough. I know Lumi and Arch watched this on the Archcast. Maybe, like, Naomi and I can watch this and react to it. Or, like, I can get Taftadge in on it or something. Maybe I can, like, wake Lilith up. Though Lilith herself has also done porn, so who knows how she'll take it. We'll have to see. It's one of those things where, like, okay, everyone consented. She wasn't raped or anything, right? But despite that, when you're watching this...
When was the last time you ate?
I'll mute it. When you're watching this, she clearly has a problem with what happened. And she wasn't raped, and everyone consented. And yet there's still something deeply wrong here, and you can tell by looking at her. So clearly, a morality that is only based on consent still does not cover all of the possible bad things. Now, I mean, there are people out there who are saying, this chick should be charged with a crime for doing this, and I don't think that's true at all. Like, that's stupid. That's fucking bullshit. But this is one of those things where it shouldn't be illegal, but it's definitely immoral, and you can tell by looking at her that there's something wrong now, right? Damn, crazy. What crime? Raping herself? What's the immorality, though? Well, look at how she's suffering from it, right? I mean, this is going to be a Jonathan Haidt conversation, right? Where you can ask yourself, well, what's the harm? But harm is not the only moral component that you have to worry about, right? Because, like, if you have a disgust response towards yourself as a result of your actions because you disapprove of them, like, there's still something immoral there, obviously, because disgust is a part of morality. And frankly, people who downplay disgust responses don't understand what they're for. Get Artemis $2. She's planning to do one with 1,000 guys in the future. Yep. Schnitzel, check DMs. I found the articles. Will do. Thank you guys. I appreciate those two super chats. Joseph Evans, $5. Honestly, if I owned an Airbnb, I'd be shocked if my tenants weren't banging all over my furniture. Also, yeah, lady, it's called regret. Yep. Wait, this is how devil feel after the Lunchables video. If she regrets her actions, that's on her. Why would you morality it any other way? Because morality isn't just about talking about who's responsible for the action, though. Like, it's not my fault or my responsibility that she did this, but I can still see what she's done as immoral. Right? Like, I've never gone anywhere close to having sex with 100 women in a day, you know? But, you know, I've had a few sexual experiences in my life where I've regretted them. And I've looked back on that and I've kind of like felt gross about myself. And I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have sex with that person. Like, I think that's a normal response, frankly. I think that's a normal response. Oversized trash pan at $5. I don't think this is a moral question. Are avocados immoral because I feel a disgust response towards eating them? Yes, in some ways, yes, because morality is definitely has a personal component, right? Like you have the 6 dimensions of morality, and one of those dimensions is the disgust response. So yeah, it kind of is. The issue is that like clearly some things you might view to be immoral but shouldn't be illegal, and eating avocados is obviously one of them, right? But even then, like we do view like it's illegal to eat cats and dogs, right? Because that it is like basically because our culture views eating cats and dogs almost uniformly as immoral and disgusting, we've made it illegal, right? So really, legality is just kind of based on like in some ways it's just kind of based on like the common morals of whatever people happen to be living there. And $2 from Rusty Fable. Thanks very much, man. I don't think moral disgust is the same as I find mushrooms disgusting. It kind of is though, Tidge, because like moral disgust is absolutely related to the omnivore's dilemma, right? Well, no, oversized trash panda. No, it's because it's true though. Like, okay, hold on. I gotta look this up for you. Give me a second, okay? Can I fucking find it? Okay, you know what? Fuck, I can't find it. Okay, listen. The omnivore's dilemma is basically that omnivores eat a lot of different types of food, and so they have many more different vectors for diseases and poisons and basically bacteria, whatever, for a whole bunch of shit to get into them. All right, as opposed to animals with very strict diets. And so oftentimes you'll find that animals who are omnivores tend to have more developed disgust centers in their brain as a mechanism to try and pick out things that, might make them sick. And a part of morality is the disgust response because morality is also an evolved trait. Dev disassociates after the 30th Lunchable. They were lined up back to back. He had 15 Lunchables an hour, leaving only 5 minutes per Lunchable. Oh my god. Hold on, Fable says, wait a minute, immorality comes loaded with a bunch of negative connotations. You never say eating avocado is immoral, because there's no bad thing being done to another person. Okay, that's not what... You can be immoral when you do things only to yourself, though. Like... Okay, we gotta have another fucking height discussion here, don't we? Terrace. When people say, I wish someone told me not to do it back then, I wish someone stopped me. Morality is being the person who stops you. I agree, Terrace, exactly. Okay, hold on. Tidge, I know you know where this is going because you watch religiously Such an Atom. So we're going back to Jonathan Haidt. We're going back to The Righteous Mind, baby. Here we go. The Righteous Mind. Why good people are divided by politics and religion. Okay, where are the 6 dimensions? Here we go. Yeah. Harm, fairness, authority, in-group, purity. And the second one, the 6th one he added later was freedom, right? So the idea basically is that like each of these things are what people consider to be moral, right? So like care and harm is a dimension of morality. Fairness and cheating is a dimension of morality. Authority subversion is a dimension of morality. In-group, out-group. Purity degradation and liberty oppression. These are all moral dimensions. And we tend to view things as being either moral or immoral based on these 6 criteria. When we talk about the disgust response is wired directly into purity and degradation. I assumed Haidt's disgust was about actions and opinions and not fruits and vegetables. I understand your point, Tidge, but like when someone looks at something that's immoral and they feel disgusting, the same part of their brain is lighting up as when they look at a piece of rotted food. All right, so it's triggering the same part of your brain, so you're having the same reaction, right? In fact, most people who object to like gay men kissing in public, when they look at them, they feel the disgust response, and that part of their brain lights up. Are you sure that's true? Yes. Starhawks for $5. It might be interesting. A 10-minute take video to analyze this from a Haitian perspective. I probably should, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. £5 from Dracus. Lunchables are like having sex with 100 men. Lunchley is having sex with 1,000 men. Oh my god. Dude. So yeah, basically, like, if you find something disgusting, that is in fact a moral statement. And the reason that left-leaning people don't view it that way, because as you can see, left-leaning people of the various moral dimensions, they view purity as ranking among the least important. Conservatives place them all around the same amount of importance. The problem that comes with using disgust as a barometer is that not everyone has the same disgust meter. Somebody could be perfectly okay with slavery. Well, I find it. Here's the thing, though, Fable. That applies to all moral statements, right? Like, a very left-leaning person is disproportionately focusing on care and harm as a moral code. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, when you're lifting weights at the gym, you're hurting yourself. But still, people do it, and it's still good they do it, right? You have people who like, ridiculous amounts of pain while they have sex. You're hurting yourself. But still, like, these are all going to be basically, everyone has a different meter for these things. So morality functions as a taste that people experience, and there's going to be different preferences on it. The same way that there's different tastes in food or different tastes in music. That's just how morality is. Why is Haidt the word of God on this topic? Because as far as I understand, he's basically one of the only ones who's actually done any sort of psychological research into morality. Morality is very much a social thing, and disgust is a non-social thing that got rewired into the morality function as a shortcut. I'm not sure about that. Because, like, if you lived on an island by yourself, there would still be, you'd still have moral tastes. You'd still think that some things are better or worse to do. Like, morality is, I think morality has a very personal component to it. In fact, people often say that, like, your true moral code is what you do when no one's watching, when there is no pressure on you to do the right thing, right? No, Dev. It's hard to explain in chat. Okay, I understand. Let's see. Are there anything Jonathan Haidt books that you recommend to new readers? 100% start with the book that I just mentioned. Start off with The Righteous Mind, because that shit is based. Well, here's the thing. Social morality is just ethics. Like, ethics is social morality, while, like, actual morality is just personal. Yeah. This is extremely boring. I'm out. Don't worry, dude. I'm ending the stream anyway. It's time for it to be done. I am disgusted by coconuts, so I'd sooner die of starvation rather than entertain or hypothetical. Yeah, but Tidge, I also know that you probably would just suck the dick anyway, so. Ho 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 ho. I like bullying Tidge. It's always fun to bully femboys. It's okay, Tidge. You know that I love you, right? Who should we raid? X-Ray Girl's going. Path of Exile. Tread Logic is going. Tread Logic is a good fella. Yeah, why not? I'm going to get back to working on videos. Raid Melanie Mac. Is she even streaming? I'm not even sure that I can even raid Melanie Mac. Like, I think her raids are off. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to working on videos because I'm nearly done a few of them. Dev's been working hard, and I can't wait for you to see it. Czech Symposium. I appreciate it, just so happens. I really appreciate it, man. Czech Symposium. Is already staycation memes? Or sorry, gaycation memes? Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm in the symposium. Where are these gaycation? Okay. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. The gaycation, straight men. I understand. I'm not a straight man. I'm gay, so gay. No one can resist the gaycation, guy. Fucking hell. Crazy. The gaycation. Okay. Hi, Sparkles. Here, I'm getting out of here. Everyone get your coffee cups ready. Let's go raid Chud. I will keep working on videos. You'll see them soon. Don't worry. I know I keep saying that every week, but seriously, videos very soon. See you later, guys. Goodbye. I love you.